Because we are looking ahead and seeing exactly how all of these pieces of the user interface are going to be laid out, we understand that we have at the top here the image, which is this one. It doesn't look that great yet, but we'll get there. And then we have the name. Actually, before that, we have this divider, and then we have names and all this information. So how do we lay things out as such, right? Because this is a vertical layout, if you will. Well, we can do that by using a column. So a column is yet another composable function that allows us to lay things out vertically. So what we need to do is inside of our card, before we start putting together the surface and so forth, we're going to do this. We are going to add a column. So say column, just start typing column like such, and voila. So this column here, we can pass, of course, modifiers and other properties, parameters that will modify or will know how to lay out this column or the contents of this column. So what we need to do next is get all this information here, our surface, which is at this point the image. I'm going to cut that. I'm going to put inside of this column. Now we have that problem there. That's okay. We'll get there. So what we want to make sure that happen is that this column, we can modify it or we can make it so that it knows exactly how to lay its children out. So what are the children of this column? Well, in this case, we just have one child. Well, actually two, that is surface, and then we have the image. But we're going to have other things here. So inside of our column here, we're going to pass another modifier, say modifier as such. And then I'm going to say that I want the height, total height of all of this contents inside here of about 300 dp. Okay, that's very good. And the other thing I want to do, notice I'm outside the modifier now. This is a different property I'm going to be passing. There's a property called vertical arrangement. This is very important because we can specify how do we want these items inside of this column to be arranged vertically, right? So I'm going to say arrangement like this, and we have a few options. Well, we want from top to bottom. Okay, that's fine. But there's another one too, which is horizontally. How do we want all these items inside here to be indeed laid out? I'm going to say horizontally. I want all these items to be aligned, say alignment, center horizontally, right? So in the middle, but horizontally centered. Okay, let's see. Let's build and refresh. And the moment you do that, something happens. Everything changes. All the difficulties we were having, which meant we were having this whole profile picture taking the entire view, now it no longer does that because we wrapped it inside of a column. So we're now saying, well, whatever we have inside of this surface, which in this case is the image, it's going to take mainly the parent's arrangements, if you will, of how to be displayed inside of itself. Now you can see that solves our problem because it no longer is outside by its own, it's inside of a column, and we've arranged things to be laid out, how they will be laid out inside of this column, right? Really good. Okay, so this is exactly what we want. In fact, if I show you here side by side, you can see it is indeed what we want. All right, so next up is let's go ahead and see if we can add this divider here. How do we do that? Well, before we move forward, there's another concept I need to show you real quick here. Okay, and again, we will go into details at a later time. This is just for us to get situated with Compose. The process is very simple. Sure, everything is working fine. We're able to see default previews and everything's great. But you notice that our code is starting to get a little bit crammed together, right? It's always a good way of coding if we can create pieces of user interfaces that can then be called so that they are a little bit independent, which means we can actually remove this entire surface here, right, which in this case contains this image, outside here, right? That way it's its own entity. In fact, if you look here, let me go ahead and minimize this a little bit. We have our surface here. What I can do is I'm gonna go ahead and select all of this. Let's right click. I'm gonna go to refactor. I'm gonna go to function to create its own function. And it's analyzing everything. And now what I'm going to do, I'm going to name this whole function, right? Because it's going to extract this into a different function, a composable, as you see there. So I'm going to call this, let's call this create image profile, like this, hit enter. And just like magic, notice now it's just calling create image profile there, and the composable is outside here on its own. All right, and there you have it. And so if we go ahead and of course build and refresh again, nothing will have changed in terms of what we see, but we know that we have compartmentalized our code a little bit. Okay, As you see, everything is still the same, but again, the code is a little bit different in that we have compartmentalized our code. We created a different piece, a different composable function that sits on its own and can be called upon, as you see there. Okay. And the other thing we can do, we can also obviously pass parameters to this create image profile, so we can make this create image profile more independent per se, more customizable. One of which is to pass the modifier. So I'm going to say modifier like that. I'm going to make it a modifier. Now, if I leave it as it is right now, notice we're going to have a problem because we're going to say we need to pass a modifier in order for this to work. But we can also say that, you know what, we are not going to require this modifier to be passed along. Meaning, if we want to call create image profile, it's an option to add a modifier. How do we do that? To make it an optional, we just say is equal to modifier like this. The moment you do that, notice we can call create image profile. We can obviously pass a modifier. If you hover over, you can see it says modifier. It's an option to pass it as a parameter, but it's not required, right? So that means then, if indeed something is passed along, what we can do, we can use that modifier variable parameter and invoke inside our surface or anywhere else that's needed inside here. But for now, I'm just going to keep it as it is because that's not the idea of showing you this, but it's just to get you thinking a little bit about what can be done. All right, there we go. So again, nothing really will change if I refresh everything, and that's always a good news. Okay, what is next that we want to do? Next, we want to add this divider here. Very good. How do we do this, you may ask? Well, it's very simple. So right below there, I'm going to just say something like, yes, there is a composable I can call called divider. Look at that. And the divider, if you hit enter, there it is. If you hover over again, like any other composable that comes with Jetpack Compose, we haven't created this ourselves. It's just pre-built for us to use. Again, notice modifier. We can pass a modifier, so we can modify just like any other composable, I should say, right? So we can pass the color, thickness, and the start indent. And it also tells us a divider is a thin line that groups content in lists and layouts. Okay, so if we leave as it is right now, let's go ahead and refresh, see what's going to happen. It should have some default values that comes with, so we don't have to worry about. And then if you want to change thickness, you're going to change the color, we can do so. But for now, let's see what's going to happen. And voila, you can see there it is. It's very, very, very small. I'm going to just zoom in, exaggerate things a little bit, so hopefully you can see. And there it is. Okay, it's there. And there you have it. All right, very good.